Frank, we're back in the old spaceship.
Where do you even keep this thing when we're not using it?
Oh, don't worry about that. Just look out the window. Check it out.
It was nice of that UFO to give us the stock box.
I wish they weren't so scary when they gave it to us, but yeah, it's pretty cool.
And it's on a massive discount.
Along with everything else we sell, it's Black Friday. Looks like we just got a transmission from Julie at HQ. Huge sales store-wide happening all month long.
Okay, great. Can you put that away now? It's distracting me from my driving.
One of these days, we need to install autopilot because I seriously think we're lost.
Didn't we get lost last year?
We did, I thought we would remember how to get there this time.
Let's just keep traveling to different galaxies till we recognize it.
Well, Frank, we're back in the old spaceship.
Where do you even keep this thing when we're not using it?
Oh, don't worry about that. Just look out the window. Check it out.
Attention A1 Trading Show fans, if you're interested in getting free access to the Edge Finder or our premium trade alerts, listen up. For a limited time, our show's partnered broker 8cap is giving out free access to our products when you sign up for a new trading account with them. If you already have a broker, you may want to consider switching to 8cap because of their low trading costs, a wide range of trading assets, and their amazing customer support. If you'd like to get access to our software and Discord server for free, click the link being dropped in the chat right now and ask one of our team members for more information. Don't miss your chance for free products and an award-winning broker. Now, back to the A1 Trading Show.
All right, guys. Good morning. Welcome back to another live stream. Good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for being here. And I hope you're doing well. A little vibey intro music for you today. We got stuff moving here this morning. Unfortunately, not all sunshine and rainbows today. Stock markets are lower here. Had some interesting headline things. First of all, Walmart reported good numbers. That's a good thing, by the way. Walmart is a really good pulse check on the consumer. So with Walmart's stock numbers, we'll take a look at Walmart in a second. That's actually really arguably one of the bigger important news events of this week is Walmart's earnings. So U.S. stock futures, however, lower today off of what we saw happening in Eastern Europe. Little bit of uncertainty. What we basically see, escalating tensions between Russia and Ukraine, dented risk appetite globally with investors rushing to safe haven assets. You'll notice that gold is up today, right? You got dollar yen down, people rushing for the Japanese yen. VIX is up. And we can take a look at this and we can, sort of base this around this section right here. Putin lowered the threshold for a nuclear strike in response to a broader range of conventional attacks. And Moscow said Ukraine had struck deep inside Russia with US-made missiles. Ukraine launched an attack on Russian Bryansk, is that correct? Region overnight with 6 US-made long-range missiles, Russian news agencies reported on Tuesday, citing the Russian Defense Ministry. So, yeah, little bit of geopolitics this morning. Uncertainty happening in the Eastern European theater. We see stocks down here this morning, not massively down, but down nonetheless. And notably gold up here, actually breaking through that resistance level that we marked yesterday on our charts. This is the thing about shorting gold, and I don't have a short position on gold, and I want to reiterate that. I am not actively shorting gold, but watching it. The tricky thing about shorting gold is that any time geopolitics can sort of bolster the price of gold dramatically, right? So if you get some sort of geopolitical event happening in the Middle East, in China, in Taiwan and China, I meant, Ukraine, all of these different theaters at any moment can cause the price of gold to flare up. It's one of the reasons that I'm very, very selective on shorting gold, because the geopolitical risk, I'll tell you one time that really took me by surprise is I had a very bearish bias on gold during this time. And specifically, I was holding some shorts during this time on gold, and it was going really well. But then the terrible things that happened, October 7th, the attacks on civilians in Israel, sort of came out of nowhere for the market. And sure enough, gold just launched into the stratosphere. I did make some money back then, but it was much less than what was expected because gold at that moment skyrocketed off of geopolitical concerns. And it has persisted on both sides. There's been really sad things happening going on in the Middle East. And as I always mention on the channel, whenever I mention sensitive topics like this, all we can do is hope, pray, whatever you're interested in, for peace in the Middle East, as well as in, Ukraine and Russia. Very, very serious topics, but they do very much impact the financial markets and are worth mentioning. The VIX is up 9.3% here today. That is a big jump for the VIX, up to 17 here today. And what does this tell you? Well, let's look at the put call ratio as well. So yesterday, the put call ratio for today will come out at the end of the day. But yesterday, put call was more in territory of, people feeling optimistic, bullish, secure, safe, etc. And now today, what we're probably going to see is with the VIX jumping like this, the put call ratio will probably start landing somewhere up in this region. Now, what does the put call ratio tell you, and why do I pull it up so frequently? Well, it's a really important indicator to look at. It shows you the weighting, the volume of transactions in favor of puts or calls. And when this number is lower, I like to use this as a contrarian indicator. When you get a big burst in put demand, this was some of my best trades of the year right there. I got long a lot of risk assets. I'm still long Bitcoin. I'm long SMH, which is not going very well. But my point is, I do like to wait for extremes, and then extremes on the other side. When things get too optimistic, this would have been the perfect time to take profits. This would have been the perfect time to get long on stocks, Bitcoin, risk assets, right? It's not always the perfect timing, and it's not a holy grail, and nothing is. But I do love to keep an eye on the put call ratio on a frequent basis. When it gets more extreme, we call that extreme greed down here. And up here, we call this extreme fear. Michael has a question. He says, this question's been killing me. How do you backtest fundamental-based strategy? So fundamental analysis, backtesting is a little bit different than technicals. For me, I don't backtest fundamentals on a candlestick chart per se. Like, I don't like time entries based on fundamentals. Fundamentals are not a timing tool for me. They're a directional tool. So what I will typically do with fundamental analysis is study scenarios, for example, let's go do a quick example of a test. When inflation is trending down like this, through history, there are many times where inflation is trending down, trending sideways, trending up. If you want to be a fundamental analyst and you want to backtest what that typically does, I can tell you what it typically does. Typically, bonds go up during this period of time. Gold goes up. Typically, stocks go up. Lowering inflation means interest rates are going to be likely lowered as well, which is less restrictive and basically more money gets printed. And it is generally a period of time where things are strong. So we study not price charts, but historically speaking, in an environment where inflation is cooling, what typically, not always, what typically happens. You could do this study for many things. You could look at interest rates, right? You could look at the yield curve and test that. You could take a look at GDP numbers and PMI numbers and retail sales. When jobs numbers, when unemployment rate, for example, is at a certain threshold, right? When unemployment rate is under 5%, when unemployment is over 7%, when employment is over 8%, you can study windows in time in the technical chart where certain fundamentals through history apply, and then understand that. Gold actually goes down. Gold likes inflation. That is actually not true. I'll show you really quick. And I'm not trying to give you the actually comment, but over here, when in 2022, let's go look at gold's price action in 2022, where we saw the dollar screaming higher on higher than expected inflation. I know it may sound counterintuitive at first, but the dollar got very, very, very strong in 2022 because inflation in the US was going out of control and the Fed was raising interest rates to combat that inflation. Gold hates rising inflation. As curious as that sounds, and I know a lot of times you hear, well, gold's an inflation hedge. Over the very long term, yes. Over the short term, a terrible inflation hedge. Check this out. Here's 2022, right? 2022, inflation starts going crazy. Gold tanks. Gold went from $2,050 an ounce to $1,650 an ounce. The reason I show you that, the reason I discuss that is that the theory that gold loves high inflation is absolutely, it sounds correct, but it's actually wrong. Usually, high escalating inflation, as long as the economy is decently strong, like we saw in 2022, gold gets crushed because the Fed rate hikes into the inflation to combat it. And that means the dollar gets real strong as the yield on US bonds, US interest denominated things starts to get higher, right? So the dollar gets real strong. People want cash during those times, and gold gets hurt. So again, we could take a look at, in fact, check this out. We could look at DXY, crossed against it, and there it is. Inflation was rising during this time. Dollar got strong. Gold gets crushed. Nick, you're looking at gold for 2022 through 23, where dollar for 21, 22. Nope, this is the two charts crossed over one another. And you can actually see that when inflation started to really cool and the dollar topped, look what happened to gold. Gold popped and continued to pop as the dollar continued to fall. So the correlation is not perfectly inverse between gold and the US dollar. There are times, like, for example, recently where gold has gone up and the dollar has gone up. It's not perfect. But during this time, inflation was falling. In fact, gold is more correlated inversely to inflation than it is to the dollar. So very, very interesting. This is a good point. Gold is global liquidity. How can you get views from just US data? That's a great question. Right now, the US leads, although the US economy is like a ginormous chunk of the world economy by itself. Not only is it that, but it also has massive impact on the rest of the global economy. It leads by far. The US economy leads by far, not just our own economy, but Europe, UK, all of our allies that we are trade partners with, right? So I focus heavily on US data because it is the most sort of forefront piece of information. They kind of need, well, we need each other, right? The US needs its allies, and our allies definitely need the US. But we do focus specifically on US economic data because the dollar is the global reserve currency. Currently, that may change in the future. I don't know. I'm not here to predict the future. I'm here to trade the markets. So I actually see right now, inflation's cooling. It did tick up here recently a bit. US economic data largely looks pretty strong, especially compared to forecasts. But really important that we also keep an eye on the COT data. This will give us an idea of where institutional money is parked. And this is the other reason why I just can't bring myself to quickly short gold. Even if I have a slight bearish lean on gold, I'm so cautious to short gold because look, institutional money is super long gold on a net positioning basis. So I'm really cautious on the short side with gold, even though I think the price action has cracked here a little bit. But I'm more curious to see if you get this pullback into the 50% retracement, how does price react? Do we start to see taking through the lows again? In which case, I think you have a pretty confirmed downward trend. Or do we start capturing these areas again? I don't have a strong bias on gold right now. I do lean slightly bearish, but I'm absolutely not shorting. Because again, shorting gold is just a tricky trade. It's one that I do very, very infrequently. And 99 out of 100 times, I would rather take gold than the US dollar because they print more dollars every day, but it's a lot harder to print gold. So over time, that's why gold historically goes up. It doesn't go up every day, it doesn't go up every week, it doesn't go up every month, it doesn't even go up every year. But over time, I like it primarily on the long side. Gold is getting a neutral reading on the Edge Finder, -4. And it's missing some things here. We're not getting quite enough signal for me. And I love the scoring over time. I've loved more and more on the Edge Finder. This is keeping me out of the trade that I knew I was not supposed to take. Gold's at a -4 on the Edge Finder. I looked at this and I was like, this is tempting. Do I just want to fade this move? And technical analysis only, Nick might have taken that trade. But with the Edge Finder, I'm waiting for confirmation. I'm looking for that deeper pullback, and I need the sell sort of bias confirmation from a bearish reading on the Edge Finder. So I'm just neutral on gold currently. Stocks, just opening up here. U.S. stock exchange here. I'm out of my NASDAQ position. I stopped or I trailed out for a profit on my NAS position. I'm waiting to see if NAS wants to roll over a little bit more. We'll see. What's up, James? Good to see you, man. Dow Jones down 0.75%, S&P down 0.5%. How's Bitcoin doing? I'm still long Bitcoin. This thing's strange. Look at this. You've got Bitcoin just struggling to get through this area. But I still like it. I think we might have that pop to the upside coming. And if I'm wrong, if I'm just caught up in the hype and I don't even realize it yet, and this thing breaks, fails, takes out the lows, I'm just going to take profits. So just keeping an eye on that. So I have a really annoying situation right now. I have a lot of things that I'm like watching, but not a lot of setups. In fact, actually, I don't even have a lot of things that I'm watching, to be completely honest. I don't have that many things on the watch list currently. Top setups algorithm is one that I check each day for the trade ideas that I'm looking for. But currently, I'm just not getting enough strong setups. I could look at the Australian dollar against the Kiwi dollar. But yeah, still don't love this chart. Let's take a look at the Nikkei. Why not? Okay, the Japanese stock market might actually be something I'm curious about. I could see us going back to retest some of these levels here. I may consider that one. My SMH trade, I got to talk about this one. This one has been, I'm fighting for my life on this trade. Oh, it's actually green again, which is kind of shocking. I almost stopped out on this position. I took this trade back here. I had a whole monologue yesterday about how I didn't trail stops. I didn't do anything on my position because my rules didn't allow me to do that. I was waiting for this break to trail stops, did not get it. So I've watched this trade come all the way against me, back to break even. And I've got a stop loss down here. If this thing tanks, I'm out of the trade. If it rips here, then great. I'll start again, same rules apply. I'm looking for a move through those highs in order to trail a stop. If I can get it, wonderful. If I cannot, then it is what it is. But we're slightly green on the position, which is actually kind of shocking. Yesterday, I was down $4,500 and it looked like I was about to hit my stop. And then it reversed intraday. Russell's down 0.8%. Came down and hit support here today. I'm curious to see how the Russell does. Again, tagging support here. S&P, NAS trying to come back here a little bit from the sell-off that was pre-market. Take a look at NAS coming all the way back here. Dow Jones trying to bounce as well. S&P bouncing. Dollar yen here down 0.4% today. Pound yen, euro yen, dollar Swiss. Looks like it's finding some sell pressure. The dollar looks, in my opinion, like we may be topping out around 107 for the short run. I don't think this is the end for the dollar uptrend, but I do think we probably see some retracement. I would not be surprised if we go back and retest that 104.50 level. Should be a very healthy pullback in this upward trend. I think that would be a 61.8% retracement on this recent move. Let's do this. Yeah, so you're looking at a 61.8% retracement. If that happens, that's a very fair, healthy pullback, because this thing has been on such a one-directional move to the upside. I think it's due for a bit more of a corrective pullback. I'm not shorting it. It's not something I would, that's not a trade I take. I don't trade the pullback, at least not, you know, if I do, I have some trading robots that will trade grids and things like that. But in terms of an active position, not something I'm really interested in taking. But we'll keep an eye on the dollar. Again, I think it looks like it may have a little bit more retracement to do. Oil's up 0.5%. I'm curious to see if this is the low for oil. I do actually have a bearish bias on oil next year. And in fact, we're working on something behind the scenes that I think will be really fun. Is anybody in the chat really quick? Can you guys type me in the chat if you're someone in the VIP group? Because I want to tell you about something really exciting. If we've got some VIP members in the chat right now, if you're in our Discord, type me in the chat. I want to just see how many of you guys are chilling with me this morning. And I want to show you something. Well, I can't show it to you because it's going to be private for members, but I want to tell you about something that we're working on. If you're not in the Discord, by the way, let's do some really big discounts today. If you guys are not in the VIP group, we've got so much value coming to you right now. I'm so excited for what we're about to drop for members, and some of you guys don't even know this is coming. So let me just mention this. If you are not in the group, we'll be doing 45% off during the live stream. This is our Black Friday discount. It is our biggest discount of the year. We'll drop the link here in the chat. If you're watching with us live, click this link, send us a DM right now. Tell us you're watching the stream, and we'll give you 45% off our VIP membership. It's a one-time fee to join the group. So come join us if you have not already. It's a great time to do so because I want to tell you about what we're working on behind the scenes. You ready? There's some VIP members in here. What's up, guys? Thank you for being here on the stream. So we are dropping privately for members only. Myself, Chris Pulver, Frank, and maybe Ivan. I haven't heard back from him. We are working on a forecast for 2025 cheat sheet where all of us are going to be the hopefully Ivan as well. That would be all 4 of the A1 trading lead traders are going to be putting together a document with gold, Bitcoin, S&P 500, euro dollar, pound dollar, dollar yen, detailed forecasts for 2025, each of us sharing our own opinion. That's going to be a cheat sheet that is going to be dropped for members. Of course, you'll see every trade as well. If you're a member, you'll see all the trades that we take throughout the year. But we thought this would be a really fun thing to do. We're going to be, Ivan's working on it, guys. I'm telling you what, we got the whole crew, all 4, the Justice League of A1 trading traders are sharing their forecast for 2025. Yeah, it's awesome. I'm really, really excited about it. It's something that I think we should do every year because it's cool to look back on and say, look, we have this thought. I'll give you one hint. For me, I have a bearish look on oil for 2025. I think that the Trump administration and hopefully declining wars in the world, I'm hopeful that that occurs, both could be bearish for the price of oil. War makes oil prices go up, right? Uncertainties make oil prices go up. Anyways, we have a detailed report coming. If you're somebody watching with us right now, I mentioned this a second ago, take advantage, come join us. 2025 is going to be amazing. We're going to be doing more coaching webinars within the group than ever. We're going to be doing, conversations within the group. We're going to be dropping more educational resources. And of course, we're going to be dropping our forecast cheat sheet for 2025. If that is something that you want to unlock access to, it is going to be for members only. And please feel free to send us a DM about our forecasts. If you have questions about it, we want to make sure that that is available to you as well. It is a one-time fee to join. And usually, so I'll just be transparent with you, and then we're going to go to Ivan. I apologize for making him wait. Look, usually it's $700 one time to join the membership for our lifetime access. Right now, with the 45% off, if you DM us right now, it is only, $374.99. And it's a one-time fee to join. It is ludicrous low for the one-time price. You get access to unlimited coaching webinars, chat room access with a very wholesome community. You get to see every trade we're taking. It is an incredibly discounted price, our biggest discount of the year. I know it's a sales pitch, but genuinely, take that price. It's worth it. It's super low compared to usual, and it's a lot of great value. All right, if you want that access, again, we dropped a link. Click this link, send us a DM. Our support team will hook you up with a membership for that super low price. Okay, stay tuned, guys. We're going to come back in just a second with Ivan to discuss a little bit of what's going on in this crazy market, whether or not oil prices are going lower next year. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Hey guys, I just wanted to jump in for a second and let you know a little bit about today's live stream sponsor, DNA Funded. DNA Funded has very generous profit sharing, up to 90%, and 3 different unique challenge types. For those looking to get funded, they also have speedy payouts, unlimited trading days on the first and second phase of their challenges, a very wide list of different things you can trade with over 800 different assets tradable, and maybe the most important component, a very experienced team behind the whole whole operation. So if you're interested in learning more about DNA Funded, click the link, check it out, see if it's right for you, and make sure to do your own due diligence to see if what they have to offer fits your trading style. For 10% off, you can use code A1TradingDF10. Again, that will be a 10% discount off of any of their trials you'd like to check out. Thank you again to DNA Funded for sponsoring today's live stream. Now back to the show. All right, and we're back with, he's here for a second time. Hey, Ivan, what's up?
You invited me, didn't you?
I did. I said I couldn't get enough of him yesterday. Can he come back today? And sure enough, here you are. This is great. Ivan,
Thank you.
we had some geopolitics, some stuff going on in Eastern Europe. What do you make of it? Does it change anything for you?
I just saw, I think it was Foreign Minister Lavrov said that Russia's position is not is that nuclear war won't happen. So that's at least better than that they changed the doctrine this morning and said that if a large attack happened in Russia, then they could do nuclear. So whatever that means.
Yeah, and anytime we bring up that conversation, it's scary. It's uncertain for markets, and we saw a quick reaction. Stocks moved down lower. They are snapping back here a little bit. Gold is up this morning. Oil price is also up this morning a little bit. I don't know. It's impossible to say, what's going to happen next on the geopolitical front. It's a very, very hard thing to predict or forecast. But I don't know. Do you think, and this is just a Trump question, do you think Trump has the potential to help the situation in Russia, Ukraine specifically?
Define help. Does helping Ukraine
let's say for
making
people
them
who
give
are
a plant?
Say that again. Sorry, I cut you off.
Yeah, you did.
Sorry.
You were so rude to me. Is helping saying to Ukraine you should give up land because that's what Russia will do to stop attacking you?
Well, I think if you get into the difficulty of trying to let's just say from a simple perspective of loss of life, rather than giving up ground or getting into all that, is there the potential that there's a stop to the war, even if it means concessions one way or the other? Getting into that's a whole nother side of it. But simply the idea that war stops and that trade becomes less tight. What do you think on that?
There's a lot of ego. There's a lot of masculinity going around, and there's a lot of showing strength. And making a deal can be looked as weak, which President Putin, which President Zelensky, and President Trump is trying to avoid at all costs, it seems. So I do not think that Trump is able to, unless Putin wants. So there's three people who needs to and has to want to. So I don't think Trump can do it alone. But then again, will be surprised. I want this thing to end. So if Trump can do it, fine. I don't think he will do it. I hope it triggers him so he does do it.
Yeah. No, I think again, despite your feelings on Trump, let's hope that there is in the next few years resolve to some things. Just simply put, from the loss of life perspective, if nothing else. So we'll see. But in terms of the market's reaction to it today, you saw gold move higher a little bit here. Oil prices higher by 0.7%. I don't know. I kind of think that oil prices, I'm hopeful that there is an improvement in that situation, and that perhaps sanctions and boycotts and tensions could be relieved, and that oil prices can actually stay down, not because of weak economy, but because of supply constraints being lifted. Do you agree on that sense in 2025? I lean that direction. I actually think and am hopeful that oil prices do continue to sort of stay muted to the downside. They may not slide way down, because then OPEC will get all up in arms about it. But I think that there's some downside for oil next year. Do you agree, or do you think oil prices actually could bottom out and go higher?
As there is so much to either side, and I might be wrong about this, but I saw a report this morning that said that there's going to be a lot of oversupply in the market. That production is higher than what they are reporting, so that means that price could go lower. Now, to be said and frank and everything else, we are at the same price since September. We have barely moved from 79 to 66.
Yep.
We are in a $30 range. Going forward, I believe so. China needs to get their things together. Europe needs to get their things together. Americans to get their things together. Saudi needs to get their things together, meaning stop producing so much. Then we can have higher prices. I believe with the lack of demand we see, the inflation across the Western world and the G7 countries we trade is lack of inflation means also lack of demand for oil, and that's, in my world, will weaken more than has anticipated so far. So a weaker oil is kind of what I see with that.
Yeah. No, I mean, right now you brought up China. That's a really, really important point. The oil, well, we have to remember that in the global system, China's a massive exporter and manufacturer, but their economy's been really struggling the last few years. That will take some time to reverse, and it's taken some time already, right? It's been a long wait. A lot of people who have been holding their breath, trying to wait for China to reverse course and to have some stronger economic data, are still waiting. So, we'll see what happens. The stimulus out of China was a big booster to their stock market, but we've seen a lot of, and again, we're going to China because it has a big impact on oil prices, which have a big impact on everything else. So the Hang Seng Index had this ginormous jump, 36.5% gain, and then now seeing a 15% drop. I'm wondering if this is a buy or if you stand clear until there's further evidence that the Chinese stock market has bottomed. Because look at this thing. It's had a horrendous last few years. I mean, the top for the Chinese, the Hang Seng Index here, back in 2018. Meanwhile, stock markets around the world have been taking out their highs for a couple of years now, or for at least a year now.
But you also have to remind yourself, China is China with Xi Jinping, whatever that means. Everything is propped out on debt. Remember, was it called Evergrande or something in that direction?
Yep.
The real estate company. So it's a card that called card house that it can potentially fall, where you have weak demand for their products and services. And I have one guy that I talked to in China, and he says that production is all-time for that company, all-time low. Like, it's never been worse.
Really?
The question is that for the entirety of China, or is that just one company? I don't know. But
well, you know what they say, typically when things are going really well, all boats rise in a rising tide, right? So if one company is feeling the worst ever, there's a good chance that it's shared by others in the same industry, the same sector, etc. So, yeah, I mean, guys, China is a really big key factor for many markets that many of us watch closely. If you watch, copper, if you watch oil, if you watch silver, gold, I mean, the Chinese economy is very, very important. Also, if you trade Australian dollars, very important to the Australian economy because we just discussed this a moment ago, but the demand for raw materials goes up if, China, the mass manufacturer, is doing well. Australia is a commodity heavy exporter. So, the Australian dollar has some correlation to China. And you can see with the Chinese stock market popping and then dropping hard, we've seen a bit of a reversal as well in the Australian dollar. So all these markets, one way or another, are sort of connected.
Very much. And I'm just trying to find the. I'm supposed to do it beforehand, but I'm trying to find the oil, oil storage numbers. But
Mhm.
anyways, everything is connected. And in as much as somebody asked you in chat earlier today, or a bit previously, like how do you come up with all this information? How do you see the world? And a very easy way to look at the world is to track money or exports or imports, who's trading with who, and then some math, how much of that income comes from certain sectors, goes to certain countries, so that you can see who is the biggest trading partners. And therefore, since that's the biggest trading partner, it should have the most important implication to the economy.
Yep.
And as far as I know, the iron ore and the supply to China from Australia is about, I think it's 30% of the economy. For something to do poorly and it's 30% of the economy, it is going to impact you one way or another.
Yep, exactly. So, just another day. I mean, relatively speaking, this week is a little quiet, but then you have events like this that get thrown in, and it poses a challenge to markets.
Yeah.
The other thing, we discussed this yesterday a little bit together, Ivan, is that before the next Fed meeting, we have a
Yeah.
couple key events. We have, of course, the NFP report at the turn of the month, which is 2 weeks away, 2 or 3 weeks away. The jobs data is really, really, really key, and so is inflation. But here's a question for you: which one do you think matters more at this moment? Do you think it's really actually quite hard, in my opinion, to pick which one I think is more favorable, or which one is more important to the Fed? Because from the Fed official chairman Jerome Powell, he said they're evenly weighted currently. But if you had to pick one, I'll tell you mine after you tell me yours. Which one would you say? CPI or NFP? Which is more important?
PCE.
Good answer, Ivan. That's a trick question.
That's
No, that is actually a great answer. For those who may not have understood the reference, PCE is another inflation measure that the Fed has regularly claimed to be the more important metric that they look at for inflation. Everybody looks at CPI. The reason CPI gets a big move also, by the way, is because it often comes before PCE and gives us a lot of the information. So a lot of the information leaks on CPI, but then PCE is really important as well. So you'd basically say, long story short, the state of inflation you think is more important, which I would agree with that.
Yeah. You know what my actual answer?
Yeah.
Yeah, my actual answer is whatever or whichever, or if any, data point that surprises the most
Okay.
to either direction.
Yeah.
So if we have a really low NFP or really high NFP, that's going to set the tone. Versus if you just get a slight difference in the CPI, but the large difference in the NFP, that's going to be a kicker.
Well, here's the thing too, Ivan. I think about this. Let's say jobs, right? And inflation. When you're talking about surprises, and for everybody who's listening who may be more on the news side to fundamental analysis, remember that what makes news events move a lot is not when they come out as expected, but rather when they come out surprising to what the market was thinking. Now, here's another way of thinking about this. Which one matters more? Well, think about it this. Which one would I be more nervous about surprising up or down? Well, I would actually be glad to see a surprise to the downside in inflation for risk assets. But I actually don't want to see big surprises either way in jobs. Because if you get a big slide to the downside in jobs, then people are going to be scared about the recession concerns. And if you get a huge jump in jobs, then people are going to say, well, that's going to turn into inflation because big hiring means wage growth means higher paid employees. Higher paid employees mean they go spend more money, prices go up. Ta-da, inflation, right? That's at least part of the story. I think what really stokes inflation, though, is supply lines, like what we saw in COVID disruption from all the world shutting down, and as well as the 2022, massive stuff that happened from Russia and oil and everything.
Can I ask you a question?
Mhm.
If you have time, if you're not going to kick me out anytime soon. Like you normally do. What do you mean by supply chain issues? What does it mean and how does it look like?
Yeah.
It's just a word, right? But what does it actually mean?
Yeah. So two unique examples, which we all kind of remember well. And you know these answers, Ivan, but you're doing a wonderful job at prompting for the audience. I appreciate it. If we think about this, in 2020, right, you had everything shut down. A lot of people weren't going to work. A lot of shipping stuff slowed down, especially in China, right? So you had these huge disruptions to the flow of inventory. And when there's disruptions, but people still need them, what do? Those prices get bid up. Let's say that, everybody remembers the hand sanitizer thing. Everybody wanted a bottle of hand sanitizer in 2020 because they were afraid of, they wanted to stay clean and they were afraid. So what happened to the price of hand sanitizer? Well, the price jumped up because there was only so much of it available in the supply line. That causes inflation. The other scenario, supply issues, was the Russian invasion of Ukraine, which immediately brought on a whole bunch of Western nations putting sanctions on Russia. And where does Europe and the UK get a lot of its oil from? Russia, or the natural gas, right? A ton of the energy comes from Russia. So when those supply lines get disrupted, whether it be from sanctions, whether it be from quarantine, etc., prices get bid up when simple supply and demand. So great question for the audience. I appreciate that, Ivan. And it isn't important. Is there anything I missed? Would you add anything to it?
I think one thing that really stood out for me was the timber prices, but also the container ship prices.
Yeah.
What is it called? 20-foot container or something? Like a normal container would cost $2,000 pre-COVID, but during COVID it costed like 18 to 20,000.
Oh yeah,
because all the containers were stuck in America and didn't go
Mhm.
back to China because there was no goods going back to China.
Right.
So it was just stuck in America. But then everyone was buying online, so a lot of containers came into America, but then they have to stand on the outside because they can't get in because there's no space in the port, because people are sick, people have to quarantine, people have to be social distance and whatever. Everything was just slowing. Everything took like 10 times more time at 10 times the price. So
yeah, no, really, really important forces. I mean, these are things that, again, when the more we get into these topics, the more I wonder how. I guess everybody has their style of trading, but I can't imagine not even thinking about these things or learning about them, because there's such clear forces to the financial markets, right? They move everything. I mean, these things were real forces to all of us in our own lives. And of course, it naturally becomes a real thing in financial markets as well. So crazy stuff. Ivan, you called it. I'm going to kick you out now. Thank you for coming on last second, though, and great questions and great conversation as always, as you slap yourself out of here. Let me give you your prompt here. If anyone is looking for one-on-one coaching, it's not something that I offer, but Ivan does it, and he does a great job. We've heard a lot of great things from people who are students of Ivan. They work closely with him. If you're looking for a mentor, if you're looking for one-on-one coaching, if you're looking for help in your trading, and you just need someone to discuss it with on a one-on-one call basis, check out Ivan. First of all, his YouTube channel is right here. Make sure to subscribe to him there. And if you're in our Discord, you can send him a DM, ask him about one-on-one coaching. You can find him directly in the Discord server. I'll show you where, just because we've got this pulled up. So there he is. So if you are a member in our Discord, you've got all our lovely people here, all of our team members and our lead traders. Ivan, Chris, you can DM him, shoot him a DM, tell him he looks pretty on stream today. And Ivan, thank you for coming on.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right. See you, Ivan. Okay, so let me check with producers behind the scenes really quick. Finishing trivia right now. Okay, we'll go for a few more minutes, and when James gives me the the thumbs up. He's on camera and stuff. We'll switch it over to him. So let's do a pulse check. Where are we at? S&P 500 down 0.5%, but finding its way back, it seems. NASDAQ also bouncing here this morning. How's SMH doing? Am I red or green? That's the question. Still red. Down $419 here on SMH. And I don't know. I'm just going to let this one play out. If it stops out, it stops out. Russell's down 0.25% or 0.75%. Bitcoin, let's take a look at the old Bitcoin. This thing is not letting up. And this is a great situation to be in. I am simply in trail stop mode. It's my favorite mode to be in. And if I could, I think if I lived in, everybody has their own definition of what heaven looks like to them. I think heaven for me would just look like a place where I could just sit there and trail stops forever. And no matter how many times I trailed stops, my stop never actually got hit. And I just trailed and trailed and trailed forever. That's pretty much it. I'm just kidding. It's better. There's more important things in the world than financial markets, but not too many. Just a few things. I'm just kidding. Which would you say was bigger, war fears or inflation? Are you talking specifically about 2022? Because I think, as crazy as it may sound, that inflation was the bigger fear for markets than war fears. Because inflation impacts absolutely everybody and everything, whereas the war impacts, unfortunately, people pay the ultimate price, but not everyone in the whole world and every company and every single thing is completely exposed to it. Heaven is crazy though. Can you imagine you're just sitting there, trail forever? It'd be great. See you guys there. Anyways, I'm curious to see how the S&P 500 performs here. We're sitting at a really key level of support. I think if you take out this level, like if you take out the 61.8% retracement, probably a clean shot back to 5,700 would be a real healthy pullback. Let's see what we're looking at. Any fresh setups today? Really not too much. I was looking at the Japanese stock market setup, but I don't love the price action here. It's kind of choppy, kind of range bound for me. Let's pull up the stock box. See what stock world is looking like this morning. Okay. Oh, we have some interesting new additions to the list here. Verizon, Netflix, Dollar Tree, huh? DLTR. That stock has gotten absolutely killed recently. Dollar Tree. Booking Holdings. TJX. Interesting. TJ Maxx. Stock's done really, really well. American Airlines. Dang, we got a lot of stocks on the list today. I'm going to have to go look. I'm going to spend some more time looking at stocks today. I might be able to go, if we get a little bit more of a correction in the S&P 500, I might be able to go shopping for some stocks here. I may sell some puts. Total score. Oh, this is cool. They added a total score here. Oh, I love this. American Airlines. Very, very cool. Stockbox is slowly but surely getting better and better and better. By the way, guys, if you're a stock trader or an options trader and you haven't heard about our new product, Stockbox is now officially available. Early access has begun. With our Black Friday sale, you can get currently access to the top stocks, top sectors, stock analyzer, 13F tracker, stock comparison. We've been working on this for the last year or so. This tool is super exciting for me. As I trade stocks, options, ETFs, etc., this is something I've been wanting for my own trading for a long time, and we finally have been starting to put it together. Helps you find stocks to consider, to look at, to check out, to look at financial data, trend data, 13F score data, so much more. If you don't have a copy of the Stock Box or the Edge Finder, if either one are interesting to you, now is the best time of the year. Everything is currently 45% off. We'll drop a link here in the chat if you're interested in taking advantage of our Black Friday sale. Get your copy today. Yes, it is a sales pitch, but it's because it's a dang good product. We build some cool SHIT at A1 Trading. We got a great team behind us. We're building stuff every day. We are passionate about markets, but also building tools to make markets more approachable. We have thousands of people using our software all over the world, and we're coming up, baby. A1 Trading is not messing around. We get some cool stuff coming. Stockbox is the latest, greatest. And I'm really excited to see where that tool goes. Guys, we're going to play trivia now. We had so much fun doing trivia last week, and by popular demand, aka James and I wanted to play trivia, we're doing it again. So we're going to give away some copies. I showed you the stock box. I actually didn't mean for this to be this way, but what's up for grabs in this trivia? Well, we're going to give somebody who wins trivia. You guys ready for trivia? Type yes in the chat if you guys are ready for some trivia, and smash the thumbs up button. If you are enjoying the show, hit the thumbs up button. We're going to play some trivia here in just a second. What's up for grabs? Winner of trivia gets their choice of a free copy of the Stock Box or a free copy of the Edge Finder. It is free to play. You don't have to do anything to play. You just got to sit tight and be active in the chat. If you're ready for some trivia, hit the thumbs up button, type yes in the chat. Let's go. And James, you've got it from here. I'm going to back out. I'm going to go get some water, and I'll be listening to trivia as well. You guys might even see me playing. All right. Anyways, we'll be back with James here in just a second. We can pop him in here, and you got it from here, James.
All right. What's going on, everybody? I see some familiar faces in the chat from the last time we played some trivia. So, for those of you that remember, and for those of you that are new, I'm going to go over our trivia rules really quickly. So, I have 10 trading-related trivia questions. Some of them are going to be Forex questions. In fact, I'll let you know the first couple of questions, the first, I think, 6 questions or so are going to be Forex related. And then we're going to do a couple stock related questions, not just US stocks, but global stocks. And then we have one, I'll just call it a bonus question. Question number 10 is going to be an easy bonus question. So 10 of you are going to get your name on the wheel. Now, normally, if I turn this, normally we use that wheel over there. Sorry, I'm like banging everything around on the desk. Normally we use that wheel over there. However, that wheel is a real pain in the butt to erase, and I didn't have time to erase it, and it would have taken me probably 45 minutes to erase all the names on the wheel. So instead, we are doing the lame way, and we are using the digital wheel. So if you get the question right, I'm going to put your name on this wheel, and then we will spin it. We're going to put 10 different names on the wheel. For those of you that were here last time we did this, you may remember the legend himself, Avalanche, got like every question correctly because he was sitting on top of a phone tower. So this time around, I'm going to put 10 different names on the wheel. If you get the question correct and you are the first person to get it correct, your name will go on the wheel. You will not get your name on the wheel a second time. Okay? So, and then the last thing is I have the chat pulled up right in front of me. I promise I am going off of the very first person who I see at the top of the list. If you see a different name at the top of your list, if you see your own name at the top of your list, I can't see that, unfortunately. I can only go off of what I can see here in front of me. So I'm picking whoever gets it the fastest, and it comes through on my end. You will get your name on the wheel. Island Trader FX asks, what do you win? You get your choice of either the Edge Finder or the stock box. You get either the Edge Finder or the stock box. Nick just went over both of them. But yeah, let me know really quickly before we get started in the chat, guys. If you win, are you going to pick the Edge Finder or are you going to pick the stock box? This was very one-sided last time, and I imagine it is going to continue to be one-sided this time. But let's see. Edge Finder. Edge Finder. Oh, Zorro says stock box. Very cool, very cool. Somebody else said stock box. Jay Hennigan says stock box. Okay, we got a couple stock boxes in the chat this time. Very cool, very cool. Last time it was like 99% Edge Finder, and then one lonely person said stock box. But this time's a little bit more 50-50. Very cool. Very, very cool. All right. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. That's good stuff. All right. Are we ready to play? Again, I'm going to ask a few trivia questions. All of these are multiple choice, by the way. So you don't have to type out the full answer. You can either say A, B, C, or D. All right. A, B, C, or D is fine. We're going to start with Forex questions. We have 10 questions total. The first person on my end, I have the chat in front of me. The first person that I see on the top of the list that puts the correct answer first, you get your name on the wheel, but only one time. Once your name is on the wheel, you are done, and we'll go to the next person. All right. QQ said ABCD. That is not how that is going to work. All right. Here we go. Question number 1. What does Forex stand for? Is it A, foreign option exchange, B, foreign exchange, C, federal exchange, or D, fixed exchange? Forex trading. I imagine most of you in the chat are Forex traders, but do you know what Forex actually stands for? And looking at the chat, I can see that all of you know what Forex stands for. All right. So we've got a ton of answers in here. I'm scrolling to the top of the chat. Scrolling to the top of the chat, and I see at the top of the chat, I'll reveal the answer first. The answer, of course, pretty much everybody got it right. It is B, foreign exchange. And at the top of the chat, I see Anad Singh. So I am putting a not. Let me make sure I'm spelling your name correctly. ANAND No, wait. SINGH. There we go. Anad Singh, your name is officially up on the wheel. Congratulations. All right, here we go. On to question number 2. Which currency is considered the most traded in the Forex market? Is it the A, Euro, B, British Pound, C, Japanese Yen, or D, US dollar? Out of all of the currencies that you can trade on the Forex market, which is traded the most around the world? This one a little bit trickier, but still maybe a little obvious. I see all of the answers coming through. Just about everybody got this one right as well. I'm scrolling to the top of the list. And the person I see at the top of the list, that's a good point. I think we're going to need to do a little something here to change it up just a little bit. Person I see at the top of the list with the correct answer being D, the US dollar. I see Kyle C. So I'm adding Kyle C to our wheel. All right, and here's what I'm going to do as well, because I'm trying to pay attention to when I ask the question and the answers start coming in. So what I'm going to do is I have a message that I'm going to type. I'm going to type question 3. And I'm going to send this message right before I actually get into the next question, which is right now. What is the typical trading volume of Forex? What is the typical trading volume of the Forex market per day? Is it A, $100 billion traded, B, $1 trillion traded, C, $6.6 trillion traded, or D, $10 trillion traded? And this time you can actually see I marked where we started question 3. So I know that everything that comes in below that question 3 is an official answer. And I see $6.6 trillion, that the person that got it right the fastest was actually Kyle C. However, Kyle, you've already got your name on the wheel. So we are going with the next closest person, which on my side I see as Martin Popov. Martin Popov, you're getting your name on the wheel. Congratulations. Let me get set here for question 4. Don't worry, Kyle did not get his name on the wheel a second time. Question number 4. Which of the following is not a major Forex currency pair? A, Euro USD, B, Pound USD, C, USD JPY, D, Euro Pound. This is probably the easiest question you're going to get all day. It's probably the easiest question of the day. As everybody probably knows, it is in fact D, Euro Pound. I see in the chat pretty much everybody said D. Everybody is smart. Everybody's quick with it. But who was the quickest? I'm scrolling back up to the top to my question 4 here. And this is going to be challenging. But at the top of my list, I have AA. AA is getting their name on the list. Don't know how we're going to confirm with AA, but we're going to do our best. Question number 5 coming in right now. What is a pip in Forex trading? Is it A, percentage point, B, the smallest price movement in a currency pair, C, a type of trading strategy, or D, a financial term for profit? This one's going to be a little bit tricky. Little bit tricky. Think about pips. Think about when Nick is talking about pips. What is he talking about? When he says it's blank or blank this many pips, is he talking about percentage points? Is he talking about a trading strategy? Is he talking about price movement? The correct answer when we are talking about pips in Forex trading is the smallest price movement in a currency pair. Pips refer to the candles moving up or down, just little tiny bit up or down. Anytime candles are moving, even in the slightest bit, it is pips. That is the movement in price when we are talking Forex trading. Scrolling up to the top, I see question 5 here, and the first person who said B, J Trades. J Trades was the first to get B. J Trades. Congratulations. I've just added your name to the wheel. And we are on to question number 6. What does leverage mean in Forex trading? A limit on the amount of capital you can invest, the ability to control a large position with a small amount of capital, a strategy to avoid risk, or a special type of account for beginners. What does leverage mean? Questions are getting a little bit trickier. I would say this one and the last one, this one and question 5 were probably the 2 toughest. So we're going to bring it back down from here again. Don't worry. But at the same time, you can literally just spam A, B, C, or D as quickly as you possibly can, and you might just get it right. I have no way of knowing. So most people saying B. I'm looking at the chat right now. Most people say B. I'm scrolling up to the top. Scrolling up to the top. Still scrolling. Here it is. Question 6. Actually, I think the answer, yeah, okay. So, yep, the correct answer was B. And the very first answer that came in was B from Mayank Khanna. Mayank Khanna. We're going with Mayank Khanna. Mayank. Let me see. K-H-A and an A. Mayank Khanna. Your name is up on the wheel, my friend. Congratulations. Again, to everybody who says that their name is... To everybody who says it isn't fair or that your name is on top, I can only go off of what I see on my computer screen. I can only go off of what I see on my computer screen. Jalal Malik, C-A-D-B. Good strategy, too slow. Last time was fair. You typed the whole answer. If you remember last time, there were multiple choice questions involved as well. I had multiple choice questions for some of the questions, not all of them, and I accepted A, B, C, or D answers. It's a work in progress. It's a work in progress. Everybody has the same chance to get it right, to be fair. Why not use the Kahoot app? We have used Kahoot in the past, actually. What question are we on? Hold on, people. Hold on one second. I'm going backwards That was question 6 that we just did. Okay, that was question 6. So here comes. For the people spam before you even say the question, that's why I am doing it this way, so I can go back up to the top and read when the answers come through. And here's a secret. You can spam before the question comes in too. All right. Question number 7. Which financial instrument represents ownership in a corporation and entitles the holder to vote a shareholder at shareholder meetings? Is it A, a bond, B, a stock, C, an option, or D, a futures contract? Now we are into the stocks territory. Which financial instrument represents ownership in a corporation and entitles the holder to vote at shareholder meetings? Probably could have taken that second part off and put ownership in quotation marks. But basically, if you own this, it's as if you are a owner in the corporation. A, bond, B, stock, C, option, D, futures contract. This one should be pretty easy. The cheating is insane. You guys are goofy. Well, the answer, by the way, is in fact B, stock. That's what most people put. Question 7, here it is at the top. And the first person to type B, Valer Fernandez. Make sure I'm spelling it right. Fernandez. Valer Fernandez. Congratulations. Moving on to question 8. He literally said CBLOL. You're right. He did. And that's why I didn't choose him. That's why I did not pick him as the winner. Oh, you know what? Actually, he did. He said CB and then he said B. But I held up the B. It was question 7, CB, A, B. He got it first. He got it in twice. All right. Question number. All right. I see what you guys are doing now. If you spam it like that, I'm gonna give you 10 seconds to stop spamming the chat with random letters. And if you're still spamming, you're getting put in timeout, and then you don't get to play anymore. So 10 seconds to stop spamming with the same letter over and over and over again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Still spamming? All right, no more spamming. Question 8. Which of the following is the largest stock exchange in Europe by market capitalization? Is it A, Frankfurt Stock Exchange, B, London Stock Exchange, C, the Swiss Exchange, or D, Madrid Stock Exchange? Which of the following is the largest? This one should be fairly easy. This one should be fairly easy. The correct answer, that went backwards, sorry. The correct answer, B, London Stock Exchange. The London Stock Exchange. Going up to the top where I wrote question 8. And guess what? For all the people that were spamming, after I put question 8, We have an A, incorrect, 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 incorrect. Look at that. All of you guys spamming. Y'all got it wrong. Texacoat LTD got it right. He was like the 15th person to answer. He's the one that got it right. So maybe spamming isn't the right way to go. All right, Texacoat LTD. You are on the wheel. And we have, I think, just 2 questions to go. I'm going to give you a few seconds here to stop spamming. If you're spamming, Chandler and I are going to put you in timeout, and therefore you will not be able to play the rest of the game. Question number 9. Stop spamming in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No spamming, no spamming, no spamming. All right, let's see. We got a spammer here. You're gone. Spammer here. You're gone. Zeus has been spamming the whole time. You're gone. Whoops. Sorry, didn't mean to do that. You're gone. You're gone. Oh, my whole chat just went away. My entire chat just went away. Hold on. Oh, we're back. You see all these people getting put in timeout? Stop spamming. All right, question number 9. Which country is home to the Euronext stock exchange? Is it A, Germany, B, United States, C, Netherlands, or D, France? Germany, United States, Netherlands, or France? Which country is home to the Euronext stock exchange? Euronext stock exchange. I don't know what this is, but ChatGPT seemed very interested in it. Answers coming in quick. I see more incorrect answers than I do see correct answers. I will say that. So far, I'm seeing more incorrect answers than I'm seeing correct answers. I'm going up to the top. Bop, 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 bop to the top. Something, something, inhibition. Bop, 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 bop to the top and try again. Question number 9. Again, spamming, not always the right way to go because we have incorrect, incorrect, incorrect. Correct, pimpin', 221. Oh, here, let me show you. The correct answer is, in fact, C, the Netherlands. Pimpin', 221. How did you spell your name? PMPIN 221. Your name is on the wheel. With 9 names on the wheel, that means that we have just one more to go. Just one more to go. This is probably the easiest question. And for this one, since everyone's asking for it, here you go. For this one, you have to type out the entire answer because it's not that long of an answer. I'll give you that. This one does not have that long of an answer. Some of the questions beforehand had answers that were too long. A, B, C, or D made way more sense than typing out the entire answer. This, I want the entire answer, though, not partial answer. You will see what I mean. I want the entire answer. And whoever types out the entire answer first, you can get it right. That's how we'll do it for the final question. Are you ready? Type yes in the chat if you understand what I'm saying. Okay. Okay. All right. Yep. Entire answer. All right. Here we go. Get your typing fingers ready. The entire answer. The winner, after we spin the wheel, will get his choice of an edge finder or a stock box. But in case you are not the winner, what website can you get the edge finder, stock box, pulver alerts, Discord alerts, and more 45% off right now? Is it a1trading.com? Is it tradernick.com? Is it a2trading.com? Or is it amazon.com? Whoever types out the entire answer, maybe I should have been slightly more specific. I'm not looking for the A parentheses A1trading. Whoops. I mean, people have already answered it. The correct answer, yes, of course, is in fact a1trading.com. You can get all of our products right now, 45% off when you go to a1trading.com. You can chat with a live member of our team. You can use promo code A1YT at checkout. That was the easiest question. I'm going to the top. I see a lot of yeses. And I see. I said, I was very specific. I was very, very, very specific. The entire answer. You have got to be kidding. People. Hold on. I was very specific. I said the entire answer. You cannot tell me that I was not more so specific with the entire answer. You have got to be kidding me. Nobody gave the right answer. That is incorrect. These are incorrect. That is not a website. We're missing something here. This person is the only one that put .com and he got it wrong. People. AA, who already has his name on the wheel, he was listening. Did anybody type it? Has anybody even typed it yet? I was very specific. The entire answer. Has seriously nobody typed it yet? This is unbelievable. People saying, yes, I did. No, you didn't. I said the entire answer. A1 trading was not the answer. A1 trading was not the answer. That was the answer. People. I was so specific, the entire answer, because I wanted you to type a1trading.com. I'm going to scroll one more time just because this is so unbelievable. I'm going to make sure that nobody actually said a1trading.com. I see so many people said A1 Trading. So many people wrote A1 Trading. That person tried to write A1 Trading. This was not correct. I said the entire answer. I was very, very specific. I'm scrolling through. I can only go off of what I see. If you don't believe me, I can share my screen. I'm not actually going to do that because I don't want you to see our back end here. But I'm scrolling through. I'm looking for a1trading.com. That was the correct answer. a1trading.com was the correct answer. I'm still scrolling through comments. People like saying I answered correctly. No, you didn't. I remember seeing your comment say A1 Trading, no.com, no.com, no.com. I've lost my original A1 Trading. Chandler, do you have the original? Who said A1Trading.com first? I've lost it now. Unless there are seriously this many people who didn't say it.
I think I know what's happening.
What?
I think YouTube forbids websites from going in the chat. But Ross put a comma. Ross put a comma, though.
Should we do a bonus question?
Yeah, maybe we do one.
All right. So Chandler brought up a very good point. Chandler just popped his head in here, and he put up he gave a very good point. YouTube blocks comments that include websites. So if you typed a1trading.com, YouTube automatically blocked your comment. YouTube automatically blocked your comment if you said a1trading.com. So we're going to think on the fly here. We're going to think on the fly here. And we are going to ask a new question, because whoever actually, I was very, very, very specific that I wanted a1trading.com, and whoever said it first, YouTube automatically blocked the comment. So I have to be fair and just here, and I have to abide by, whatever. So I'm thinking on the fly here, people. All right. Are you ready? Everybody type yes if you're ready for the actual final question. Everyone type yes if you're ready for the actual final question. And we got to wrap this thing up here because we've been doing this for a little too long. And so this is going to be the final question, and nothing's going to appear on screen. I'm just going to ask the question. All right. I'm just going to ask you a question, and you're going to have to know the answer. So don't get mad at me for this being the final question. Actually, you can get mad at me because I'm the one that messed up the website thing. But here we go. This is your final trivia question. Are you ready? What color is this marker? What color is this marker? Is your final trivia question. All right. We've got a winner. That was your final trivia question. That was your final trivia question. I am scrolling to the top. Everyone got it. Somebody didn't get it right. Sir, please go see your, is it optometrist? Is optometrist the eye doctor? You may be colorblind. All right. I'm at the top. The first person that I saw type the correct answer blue. Congratulations, Sean Gibson. Sean Gibson is the first person. Sean Gibson is the first person on my side that I saw write the color blue. I know. Yes, Sean typed yes. He also typed blue. Did you not see me put it on screen? Okay. So sorry for the final question. I know that was a little unorthodox.
Can you take it down and put it back up? There was a little lag.
Oh, yeah, sure. I know that was a little unorthodox. But guys, don't worry. This is not the last time we're going to do this. Bro, it's blue and white. The marker is blue. Let's be real here. Let's be real. The marker's blue. All right. It was blue and white. People, come on. All right. Now you're just getting ridiculous. Now you're just getting ridiculous. All right. These are our 10 names. Winner is getting their choice of an edge finder or a stock box. If you did not win, don't worry. We will be doing this again. We will be doing this again at some point. Maybe this week, maybe next week, but at some point we will definitely be doing this again. All right, but I'm going to spin the wheel so that we can close out the stream. Nick, you want to hop in here for the wheel spin? Nick wants to hop in here for the wheel spin.
All right, I'm here for the best part, the wheel spin.
This was a chaotic one.
Yeah, it certainly was.
Okay. All right, here we go. We have Anad, Kyle, Martin, AA, J Trades, Mayank, Volaire, Texacote, Pimpin, and Sean Gibson. Here we go. In 3, 2, wheel spin.
All right.
The winner is Mayank Kana.
Woohoo!
Congratulations.
Nice.
You are the winner. Hopefully you are still watching. Give us a message in the chat if you're still watching.
Sweet.
Let's see. Mayank
Congrats.
Kana,
And thanks everybody for
watching?
playing, by the way.
Are you watching?
Support at A1 Trading. Yeah. So if you're watching Mayank Kana or Kana, I'm sorry if we mispronounced your name, send us an email. Make sure it's signed as yourself and from a recognizable email, and we
Should
will.
we make sure that they're here so that they can claim their prize?
Yeah, if you're here, let us know. Make sure
Because
we get you a
I see some people in the chat that are on the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
Like Texacote here was on the wheel. AA here is on the wheel.
Yeah, if you're here, Mayank Kana, make sure throw your name up. Give you like 20 seconds to do it.
If you are a friend with Mayank Kana, message him right now. Let him know to hop back on.
Yeah, really. You won and you left? What? All right, James. Looks like we might need to roll again.
I think we're going to roll again.
Yeah.
I see Pimpin's here. I see Texacote's here. AA, Sean Gibson. They're all here. All right.
Yeah, if your name's on the wheel, don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere. All right, I'm going to remove that name. We're down to 9. We're spinning again.
Let's see who the winner is.
The winner is Pimpin221. I just saw him in the chat. Pimpin221.
There you go.
Congratulations. Send us a quick message. Let us know you're still here. I did just see you type something a minute ago.
Yep,
but let us know you're still here.
Support at a1trading.com will hook you up with your choice of the stock box or the edge finder. And for everybody who didn't win, or you played, or you are still interested in the edge finder, of course, that was a fun game. And also, if you are like, dang, I didn't win the edge finder, everybody's a winner because we're giving the edge finder away at the lowest price of the entire year. Get yourself 45% off the edge finder. We'll drop the link here a few times. The chat's kind of going crazy with all the thanks and congrats and all that stuff. So congratulations, Pippin 221. Congrats on your free edge finder or stock box. If you didn't win, you still want a copy. We'll drop a link here in the chat. You can either go to a1trading.com and click the live chat in the bottom right, or we'll drop the link here in the chat or in the description of this video. Send us a direct message. Let us know you were just playing the game, and we will give you some super discounted prices on the Edge Finder or the VIP membership or the stock box. All of it is currently 45% off for a limited time. That is our biggest sale of the year. Black Friday event is alive and well, and people are getting their Edge Finder access for the lowest price of the year. So don't miss it. If you're a big fan of the show, of the software, and you don't have a copy yet, now is your chance. James,
And
thanks for doing trivia.
yeah, and I was gonna say we have a little bit of a lighter week in terms of streaming this week. We got some guests who are away. We don't have a lot of news going on. So is there a chance that we might play some more trivia later on in the week?
Heck yeah. I think people love the trivia and it's fun to watch. And I was thinking about this, James, for to reduce the spamming issue, we could change the letters. Like instead of A, B, C, D every time, it could be like randomly like D, E, R, T. Like those are the options so that people can't spam the chat with the answer. That's one idea.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. That or have them type out the whole answer.
I like that too. That might be the best way. Just type the answer so you can't go ahead of the question. But
it's still a work in progress, people. But congratulations to our winner today.
Trivia is a fun one. Everybody loves it. So thanks everybody for playing. Thanks for hanging out on the stream. And I think we'll call it good there.
Attention. The Black Friday sale is happening now. You can get 40% off everything on a1trading.com, including the brand new stock box, pulver alerts, the Edge Finder, and more. Thanks for watching today's A1 Trading Show. Make sure to subscribe and to leave a like down below if you enjoyed. If you'd like to join the show, you can become a guest with the link in the description below. That's all for today, traders. We're heading for the moon.